today's ridiculous theory. We're totally going to get back to the lounge and the statue's going to have disappeared, aren't we? Well, yeah. Hey guys, it's Mindas here, playing some Katrielle. This was all a distraction for the statue disappearing. Yep. My ridiculous theory was correct. Benji, that was so hard. The angel was hidden really well, wasn't it? Oh, it's something different in here. It feels even bigger than before. I think you're right. Yes, you are right. You are always right, Bess. Well, the angel statue hunt is very naughty, isn't it? But a bidding slip for that statue. What a prize to tell everyone about. What statue? Eh? It was all... I like how they updated the map for it as well. That's a good touch. Where is the golden goddess, though? The golden goddess is gone! Gone! Where is the statue? Where is my golden goddess? Where? And, you know, we're on a cruise ship, so this is the perfect place for a locked room mystery. Well, kind of a locked room mystery. It's not really a locked room, actually. It's just kind of an isolated area. So all the suspects are in the room. Alright, someone's stolen it. I do not believe this. When the perpetrator of this terrible act is found, he will wish he had never crossed. Must have a full hold. Hold your horses now. It's been nicked. That would be a great thing. Alright, there's a crane right there, so that's probably something to do with it. Oh dear, Mr. Fullhold is fuming. Of course he is. That statue is practically priceless. Wait a minute, though. If that statue's been stolen, what will become of my bidding slip? You haven't won it yet, Katrielle? All I can say is someone's got a blooming nerve to carry out a theft right under my nose like this. Cat, Perfetti. It's up to us to find whoever did this. Okay, so we do have a case. Something's been stolen. It's going to turn out it was here the whole time. We certainly can't ignore it. It'll be the theft of the century, given how valuable the statue must be. So now we're searching for a goddess statue itself instead of angels. Cool. Interesting. Oh, I thought we might actually get some voice acting there. I've had the crew search the ship Mr. Fullhold, but there's no sign of the statue anywhere. But this is madness! The statue is enormous! Where can someone possibly have hidden it that we cannot find again? It's a terrible crime. I'll go straight to the bridge and radio back to shore to let them know what's happened. Alright, cool. But there's nothing to be done from the shore. I do not understand this. Don't you worry, Mr. Fullhold. We'll catch the crook that did this. You mark my words. I was forgetting about the profession of some of our guests. Then you find my statue and you find the person responsible for this brazen criminal act. Whatever it takes, use persuasion if you need to. Yeah, you can roll for persuasion. You can use your persuasion stat to add your charisma modifier to a roll. That's perfectly legal on this ship, of course. Use the occasion of being on this vessel to find the criminal. You will, Mr. Fullhold. Any mystery solved. That's my motto. If you don't mind, Mr. Fullhold, could you please ensure no other guests enter the lounge area from now on, so that nothing's disturbed at the scene of the crime, obviously? Alright, our guests must not enter. This is an unprecedented disaster for my new vessel's maiden voyage. I'm only thankful you're on board. Please find the statue. Alright, sure. Theft of a solid gold statue is big case. What I want to know is, how did anyone manage to make off with something so big and heavy yet without being seen? I mean, there's a crane right up there. That's literally what I'm about to tap on. It's almost unbelievable, but it happened and we have to find out how. Alright, should we get this investigation underway? We absolutely shall. I think we should begin by taking a formal statement from Mr. Fullhold. I think we should begin by investigating this crane! It's used for doing luggage! It's spiffing! It's... Yeah, okay, alright, sure. We've already been here, so... oh, the swine that did this! Taking my statue! Mr. Fullhold, can we have a word, please? Naturally, if it will help track down the scoundrel. We went to the engine room to start the engine treasure hunt. Were there any other guests left behind in the lounge? All the guests were taking part in the game. Well, we know that he was down there, and the two people, the captain and the ship employee, were down there as well. So, who else is on this ship? When we went together to the engine room, there should have been no one remaining in the lounge. I say we're in the engine room for about 15 minutes. Probably a bit longer than that. Probably about 24 hours, actually, between episodes. Was the statue light enough to be removed in such a short space of time? Miss Layton, the goddess statue, is made of solid gold. It weighs approximately 4 tons. Alright, how on earth did you ever manage to get inside the ledge in the first place? The Titanic is equipped with a very sophisticated crane. Yeah, there's a crane. It's used for moving luggage. It's fairly, you know, that's clearly how it was moved. It seems probable that this culprit used the same method to remove the statue. Or maybe it was made of pastry, you know. That's always possible as well. Can anybody operate the crane? It is not easy to control, but I do not know the details. You must ask Captain Pullman this question. Okay, where is Captain Pullman? We should find him on the bridge. We'll make our way to the bridge then. Cool. We have ourselves a mystery. I'm going to have a look at it anyway. So this is the crane we think the culprit may have used to remove the goddess statue. Yes, possibly. The question is, how did he or she know how to operate the crane? Lots of time playing video games. Crane simulator, probably, you know. That's clearly how people learn to do anything, right? Alright, let's head up to the bridge. Yeah, I'm really liking this map, by the way. This, like, cross-section. And I think it does look like we are pretty much going into, like, every room. I mean, that's just a hallway up there. There'll probably be a location up here. And there will probably be a location in this room here. And then we've pretty much been everywhere. Huh. The nerve center of the vessel, where all its many controls are found. Sounds like a place to start an investigation to me. I say, it's rather wonderful being on the bridge and seeing where the captain controls this magnificent ship from. Look at that view over the sea. There's the captain over there. We're very sorry to do like this, Captain Pullman, but we'd like to ask you a few questions if we may. Alright, but first we've got to do some tappy taps. Tappy taps all over the place. All over. All over the place. That switch that we pushed when we were down in the engine room. That didn't he say that was something to do with moving stuff? Did we do this all along? What does this lever here do? That's for operating the crane. Just when you want to load or unload big cargo. The crane's power is off at the moment, so it doesn't matter if you touch it. But in general, we ask passengers not to mess with the ship's controls. Generally, it's it's just a, you know, it's just a thought. It's not really something that we insist on, you know. It's just like, hey, would you mind not crashing the ship? Yeah, it's fine. If you have to, that's fine. I understand. I understand where you're coming from. You know, sometimes it feels good to crash a ship. You know, it's where it goes. Look at these beautiful controls, aren't they splendid? All right, so we were told off on the other side of the room, so now we're going to come over to this side of the room. We're just going to start messing with things. Splendidly tempted to touch, yes. I just want to pull all the levers and push all the buttons. Golly, no, you mustn't miss. Pressing any of these buttons could be disastrous. Oh, but there's a puzzle here, look. Sure is. Sure is, Ernest. Sure is. Puzzle number 102, Circuit Unbreaker 2. Oh, this is... Oh, it's this one again. Okay. I remember this one. So, yeah, the key to this one... we need to be placing the... So the key to this one is that they can overlap. That's one thing I did not realise when I first looked at this last time. They can definitely overlap. So we can rotate with L and R. And we can do a thing... We can flip, I think. Is it flip? No, we... Oh yeah, we can't flip. That's the one thing we can't do. Okay. This one's a lot more difficult to fit the pieces anywhere, to be honest. We'll try this and see if this is anything, any correlation with reality. That might work. I feel like I'm just kind of trial and erroring stuff out here. Yeah, this isn't going to work at all, is it? Because the only place that this can go at all, actually, is here. But then there's 2 already on there, so no, we need another place for that. Is there literally anywhere else this can go? There. But again, there's 2 in the way. So these are really annoyingly shaped pieces, huh? It's almost like that's probably on purpose. There's there as well, but yeah, again, that's not gonna... So if I move this one to the left... No, I can't do that because of this piece. Wait, why can't I do... Oh, that doesn't work because of this piece. Alright, I think this is going to be a bit of a trial and error-y one. I don't see any way to really plan this out properly. Every piece fits in very limited space, though. So does this? I mean, this way up. Does this fit anywhere? It fits there. So that's the only place that will go. This way up. What about this way up? I feel like I'm gonna have to do it like this. Okay, again, just there. So again, this corner there has to be used by it. So far, is what we're saying. What about this way up? No. This way up. No. That's the. Oh, that way is also possible. Okay. I'm going to assume that's right, actually. No, because this has to go, like, here. Ah, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one.
I can't go there. Where can this one go? Can't go there. Can't go there. Alright, I'm going to start speeding up, because this is just going to be me going, can't go there for the next half hour. Looking forward to that. Oh, are we going somewhere?
Yes, we are. We are getting somewhere. There's another piece. I didn't even see that piece. I didn't even see that piece at all.
That's a relief.
But it ultimately didn't matter. Oh, it was green like the background, so I totally didn't even see it. We built another robot dog. This one's probably slightly more advanced, I guess. It's got more wires in it. That's how electronics work, isn't it? Trick and repair, but electronics whiz like you won't be beaten. Besides, when you like to see the children's faces when their toys start working again. Oh, isn't everyone happy? Even though the puzzle's solved now, you mustn't press anything. Just one touch could bring the whole ship to a standstill. Yes, I know, Ernest. Don't worry, I won't touch anything I'm not supposed to. I'm not entirely convinced a single button could bring the whole ship to a standstill. So that's exaggeration. I wouldn't count anything out if Katrielle's the one pressing the buttons. I think we are still looking for one hint coin though, aren't we? Ah, yeah, right, the one that's right there. All right, let's speak to people then. Question the crew on the bridge. Digimeister Radio Shore. I've just finished relaying the message. I set a course back to the wharf. Obviously the party can't go on now. If there's anything I can do to help with the investigation, please don't hesitate to ask. I've told the crew to assist in any way possible. If you want to ask them any questions, feel free. Okay, will do. We'd like to ask you about the crane. Yep, the one that was probably used to take the statue away. Mr. Fullhold informs us that only a trained operator will be able to use it, is that right? Exactly. For starters, they'd need the key from me. You have a key. Yeah, you're suspect number one now. And there's no spare either. I have the only one. The captain has full responsibility for the vessel, you see. Even the owner couldn't operate the crane without my consent. So everything has to go through you, Captain. And Mr. Fullhold is well aware of that, naturally. When he appointed me as captain, he entrusted the Temtanic in her entirety to me. In other words, Mr. Fullhold obviously has a great deal of faith in you. Which you chose to abuse. Well, maybe not. He's got salt water in his blood, that man, just like me, and he loves this vessel dearly. I know he's a hard-nosed businessman, and not everyone likes the man, but that's just one side of him. What do you mean by that? What I mean is, he has a good heart. When my old company went under, not only did he take me on, but he took on all of my crew as well. As a result, we all still got jobs, and jobs that we enjoy. That's a good thing to do. He's a great man, he really is. That was incredibly good of him to rescue all of you from unemployment like that. That's the 7 dragons for you. They can do things like that. Not like us common mortals. As I said, he's a great man, and I'll always be indebted to him. Well, thank you very much for your time. Okay, alright, we're actually getting clues now. So we've got finally the first clue, the crane key. That's a pretty key piece of information. Haha, get it? Haha. Ha. Moving the heavy golden goddess would require the use of the ship's crane, but only Captain Pullman has the necessary key to operate it. That is clue number 1. Very useful. We're probably going to get clues quite rapidly here, because we are quite far into the case. Go on, let's speak to you as well. Excuse me, could you ask me a few questions, please? You're the ones investigating the theft of the goddess statue. What would you like to know? I'm able, by the way. Able seaman. During the time when the theft must have happened, Captain Pullman was in the guest with the engine room. Who was driving the ship while he was away? That'd be me, although it's really just a case of checking that she's staying on course. So that would place you here on the bridge when the theft occurred, then? Yeah, okay. Does somebody have to be in the bridge all the time? That's my question. Can I ask questions? No, I don't get to ask questions. I'm just a player. I'm just watching. I'm just a fly on the wall. Who operated the crane when the statue was loaded onto the ship in the first place? That would be me as well. You're looking suspicious. So you know how to operate it, do you, Mr. Seaman? Can the crane be used at any time? Most of the time it's not switched on to conserve power. Before you operate it, you have to flick the master switch in the engine room. If that switch is off, the crane won't do anything. Master switch in the engine room. So they're working together. That's clearly it. It looks like it's quite a procedure to get that crane up and running then. No one could have made use of it without planning first. I mean, sure. I mean, I don't think we're going to count anybody out just because of a lack of planning. What's up, Fetty? You want something? Perhaps? I'm thinking about motive. Yeah, solid gold statue. Why does anyone steal gold for money? Usually I'll agree, but let's not forget the statue is a matter of pride for Mr. Fullhold. What's your point? My point is perhaps the motive wasn't money, but malice. Revenge, maybe. Mr. Fullhold has made a number of enemies over the years as he's built up his business. It isn't impossible that the culprit stole the statue as a way of getting back at him for something. Yeah, I guess that's a possibility. At the moment, my suspicions are definitely on the captain and Able Seaman. Like, but I feel like they're almost too obviously the suspects as well. What do you think? Talk to Fullhold again. First, there's something else we need to examine. What is that? The switch in the engine room. The crane can't be operated unless that switch is on. And when we were in the engine room before, looking for the little angel, the switch was off, I believe. Can't say I remember. Yeah, it was off, yes. I remember because Katrielle tried to touch it before the captain told her off, that is. I thought I did touch it. Oh yeah, of course, now I remember. I think we should go back to the engine room and have another look at the switch. Alright, that's a thing we can do. That is definitely a thing we can do. Alright, next time when we return, we're going to go down to the engine room and have a look at the switch and see if that reveals any possibilities for what's happened here. I'm almost thinking now that the crane maybe wasn't what was used to move it. And maybe it was moved by some other means. I don't know. Do you stop staring at me, dude? It's quite unnerving. See you next time, folks.